All right, previously we were looking on the concept of reducing and enlarging of formula. Today we are going to have more insight on that. Let's make 5 more examples on reducing and enlarging of formula in different aspects. And our first example shall be on the compounding of hydrophilic ointment. So we are required to make 5 lb. Yes, required amount is 5 lb of hydrophilic ointment. So in your official formula, you have methyl paraben, propyl paraben, sodium lauryl sulfate, propylene glycol, stearyl alcohol, white petrolatum, purified water to make 1,000 grams. So checking the official formula, you shall reveal that the total amount in the official is 1,000 grams. Remember, when the required amount deviates from the total amount in the official formula, that's when you need to enlarge or to reduce your formula regarding your factor. So what you do is to find your factor. The factor is equal to the amount required amount, divided by total amount in the official formula. So total amount in the official formula. So the required amount is 5 lb and the total amount in the official is 1,000 grams. So 5 lb have the different SI unit as compared to the total amount in the official. What to do is to change pounds either to grams or grams to pounds. Okay, the easiest way is to convert pounds into grams. How do you do this? 1 kg is equivalent to 2.2 lbs or 2.2 pounds. So if you convert 5 lb, then it's simply 5 divided by 2.2. 5 divided by 2.2. Then that is 2.2727 kgs. But you need to convert them into grams. Then 1 kg is equivalent to 1,000 grams. Then 2.2727 kgs are equivalent to how many? Multiply by 1,000. Then that is 227272 grams. And that is the required amount in terms of grams. Then divide this to the total amount of official formula, which is 1,000 grams, to get your factor. That is the answer divided by 1,000. Then it is 2.272. Then that is your factor. Take note that the factor has no SI unit. Having obtained your factor, as the general rule of thumb, multiply the factor by each amount in the official formula. So take the factor, which is 2.27, then multiply by each amount. So to get the amount required of methyl paraben, take 0.25 grams of methyl paraben, multiply by factor, get the answer. The required amount of propyl paraben, take 0.15 grams times your factor, you get the required amount. Then do the same up to the end. Calculate the amount required to be added to make up the required amount of purified water. That is 1,000 times 2.27. Then you will get the total amount of water to be added to make up your preparation. Okay, let's jump to the next question. Next question to be calculated. So the next question is about this powder. It says, from the following formula, calculate the quantity of each ingredient required to make 1,800 grams of the powder. So the required amount is 1,800 grams of powder. We need to trace the ingredients from the reference material. The ingredients as follows: we have 4 ingredients: calcium carbonate, magnesium oxide, sodium bicarbonate, and bismuth subcarbonate. Amount of calcium carbonate. We have 5 parts. Then the amount of magnesium oxide, we have 1 part. Sodium bicarbonate, amount of sodium bicarbonate, you have 4 parts. Then amount of bismuth is 3 parts. Remember, we are required to prepare 1,800 grams of powder, and these are the kind of ingredients we have. In this sense, we have parts. So if you are dealing with powders or semi-solid preparations, parts simply means grams. And when we are dealing with liquid preparations, parts will mean mils or whichever measure of liquids. So here, to get the total amount of official formula, because nowhere the word to or add to or add to make has been indicated, you need to sum up to get the total of all ingredients. That is the total amount of official formula. So total amount of official formula shall be equivalent to 5 parts plus 1 part plus 4 parts plus 3 parts of bismuth. So this is 6, 10, 13. That is 13 parts or 13 grams. Okay, so because the required amount, 1,800 grams, has deviated from the total amount of the official formula, then you need to calculate your factor. How do you get the factor? Factor is equal to amount required over amount of official formula. Amount required is 1,800 grams, then divide by 13 grams. Automatically your answer shall be greater than 1, and in that case you will be enlarging your formula. So 1,800 divided by 13 parts, that is 138.46. 138.46. If this is your factor, then multiply this factor times amount of each ingredient to get the amount required. Okay. If this was the official formula, then you have your factor here, then the required amount. One factor is 138.46. So to get the amount required of calcium carbonate, take calcium carbonate, 5 parts, multiply by your factor, then you will get the amount of calcium carbonate. 1 part of magnesium oxide times your factor, then you will get the amount of magnesium oxide. To know the amount of sodium bicarbonate, do the same. Then after, perform your medication by titration or any other means as indicated in the manual. Okay, let's jump to the next example. All right, this example is about capsules. We're going to compound a certain amount of capsules, and in fact, this is a timed release cold capsule which contains the following ingredients. And after knowing the ingredients, we are going to calculate the amount in grams of each ingredient required to manufacture 100,000 capsules. So the required amount is 100,000 capsules. Okay, so we need to prepare 100,000 100,000 capsules, but take note that each capsule has got the following ingredients. Take note, one timed release capsule contains the following ingredients. Phenindamine, we have got phenindamine, which is 24 milligrams. Then we have chlorpheniramine or chlorphenamine. This is 4 mg. Then we have phenylpropyramine hydrochloride, phenyl. This is 50 milligrams. So under normal circumstances, a single capsule, which is a timed release, has got the following ingredients with the following quantities. And we need to prepare 100,000 capsules. How do we do? Get your factor if possible, or employ whatever means possible to calculate this. So this is a simple logical test. If, to get the amount of each ingredient, if one timed release capsule, maybe we are looking at the amount of phenindamine, if we may begin with phenindamine. If one times release capsule contains phenindamine 24 milligrams. So what about 1,000 capsules? What about 100,000 caps? They shall require how much phenindamine? Then we shall get the answer here. Looking for the amount of chlorpheniramine or chlorphenamine. Then perform another logical test. If one times the release cap contains 4 milligrams of chlorphenamine, what about 100,000 caps? So do the same to phenylephrine. Okay, all right. So if we multiply here, we shall get 24 times 100,000, then that is milligrams, and this is 400 milligrams, and phenyl, this is 50 million. 12, yeah, milligrams. Okay, so but the question was to find the amount in grams. So change the units into gram. Remember, 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. So by using this conversion there, perform the below calculations, then your calculation shall be done. Let's jump to the next. Okay, we are required to compound benzoic acid ointment. Benzoic acid ointment has got only 3 ingredients: benzoic acid, salicylic acid, and emulsifying ointment. Obtaining the official formula from PCX, first the required amount of benzoic acid ointment. The required amount to be compounded is 20 grams. Obtaining the official formula, we have benzoic acid, salicylic acid, and emulsifying ointment. Benzoic acid, we have 60 grams, salicylic acid 30 grams, and emulsifying ointment 9-10 grams. This is the official amount. So if you sum up all ingredients, the total here will be equivalent to 1,000 grams. This is the sum of all ingredients. So the total amount of official formula is quite different from the required amount. As I said before, If there is a deviation, then you need to find the factor so as to reduce or enlarge. So to find the factor, as usual, it's the amount required, which is 20 grams, divided by the total amount of official formula, which is 1,000 grams. Then this is 0. What? This is 0.02. This is 0.02. This is your factor and it has no NSI unit. So having obtained your formula, because this factor is less than 1, then your formula will be reduced. So substitute your factor in the middle, then obtain the required amounts to be used for each ingredient to obtain the semi-solid preparation. Then this is 0.02. To get the amount required of benzoic acid, it is 0.02 times 60. This is 1.2. Then 0.02 times 30 grams. This is 0.6. To get the amount required for emulsifying ointment, this is 18.2, and these are all grams. So after obtaining the required amounts, these shall be weighed on a weighing balance, then perform your medication by using titration method. Okay, one more example. One more example. All right. We have this formula given. And it has got the following ingredients. We have light magnesium carbonate, 3.0 grams, aromatic cardamom tincture, 3 ml, sodium bicarbonate, 5 grams, chloroform water double strength, 50 ml, and water for preparation up to 100 ml. But the required amount on the label, it is labeled as SIG or Sigina, 0.25 grams, sodium bicarbonate, TID, an abbreviation for tis in die, a Latin word, to be used for 2 days. So from the official formula, we have not been told a certain amount of the whole preparation, but just a part of ingredient in the official formula. So the total amount in the official formula, total amount regarding the last statement, which says water for preparation must be added to 100 ml. So if you are adding 2, that indicates the total amount of preparation. Then the total amount is 100 ml. What about the total amount required? This is total amount in the official. Total amount required shall be obtained from the label Sigina. So we have 0.25 sodium bicarbonate. If the question is like this, or if the prescription is in this manner, then trace the mentioned or the identified ingredient. This is sodium bicarbonate. Trace it in the official formula. So the official formula has sodium bicarbonate 5.0 grams. So from the official, 5 grams of sodium bicarbonate is contained in the whole preparation of 100 ml. As you can see, the whole preparation of 100 ml in the official contains 5 grams of sodium bicarbonate. So if I need to prepare 0.25 grams of sodium bicarbonate, then how much ml do I need to use? Okay, if you cross multiply, this is equivalent to 5 ml. So 5 ml are required. Then this is for a single dose. To know the total amount of medication required, you need to multiply the dose times the dosage times the total duration of treatment. Then this is 5 ml times the dosage, which is 3 times a day or 8 hours, times the total number of days required to consume the medication, and these are 2 days. These are going to make a total of 30 ml. So if we need the total drug of 30 ml, then we can easily obtain the factor. This is, mind you, factor equals to the total amount required, which is 30 ml. Then you divide by total amount of official formula. Then this is equivalent to 0.3. 0.3 shall be multiplied by each ingredient in the formula. So 0.3 shall be multiplied by the official formula, light magnesium, aromatic, sodium bicarbonate, and whatever, then the required ingredient shall be obtained. Thank you. That is the end of reducing and enlarging of official formula.